Okay, so have you ever found yourself maybe scrolling online, you see those flashy vacation pictures, or, your neighbor pulls up in a brand new SUV, and you get that little nagging thought, am I falling behind financially? If that sounds familiar, well, you're definitely not alone. It's a really common feeling. But that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're going to challenge that feeling because actual wealth, the kind that brings real freedom, real peace of mind, it rarely shouts about itself with fancy logos or anything like that. It's quieter, it whispers, it's in those small, smart choices you make, often when no one's looking. So our mission here is to uncover four really powerful, often kind of hidden signs that show you are building real wealth. And we'll talk about how to keep that going. You might actually find you're doing way better than you think.
That's so true. It's easy to get distracted by the noise, isn't it? The outward displays. But yeah, true financial strength, that resilience, it's built differently. It's often in those daily habits that seem almost mundane.
Okay, let's jump in then. What are these specific quiet signs we should be looking for?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the first one, and I'd argue it's the absolute bedrock, is simply having an emergency fund.
Yeah.
Even if it's not huge right now, just having something is a massive first step.
An emergency fund. Okay, yeah, that feels fundamental. But, for listeners who kind of get the basics, what's the deeper layer here? Why is that the first really critical sign of quiet wealth? Beyond just like avoiding a credit card bill for a broken fridge.
Right. It's because even having, say, 3 to 6 months of your core expenses tucked away, maybe in a high-yield savings account,
Yeah.
that puts you in a position of incredible strength. Think about it. Data often shows more than half of Americans couldn't cover a surprise $1,000 bill without borrowing. So what people miss is it's not just cash. It's leverage. It's calm. It buys you the power to say no. Seriously. No to a job you hate because you have breathing room. No to a pushy salesperson. No to making desperate choices when life throws those curveballs, a medical issue, car trouble, whatever it is. That power, the power to say no, to own your time, that's an asset that's way more valuable than the actual dollars sometimes.
Huh. Owning your time and your choices. I like that framing. It's not just the money, it's the options it creates. Okay, so from that foundation, that resilience, what's the next quiet sign? You mentioned making saving like non-negotiable, paying yourself first.
Yes, exactly. Pay yourself first. This is absolutely transformative. It's a mindset shift. It means before the rent check goes out, before the bills get paid, before you spend on wants, a slice of your income, maybe 10%, maybe more, maybe less to start, goes directly into savings or investments. Automatically. You're making saving a priority, not just, whatever's left over at the end of the month, if anything. And again, context matters. We know a huge chunk of the population, often 1 in 3 adults, has basically zero savings. Over half struggle with a $500 surprise. When you pay yourself first, you're actively building for your future self. It's like paying rent to the future you. You're guaranteeing that security.
And does this work even if you're not earning a massive salary? Because the source material really stresses that point.
Oh, absolutely. That's the key. It's not about having a huge income, not at all. It's about consistency and automation, making it effortless. Even something small, like say $25 a week, just $25. If you automate that into maybe a low-cost index fund, which is basically just a basket of stocks, gives you broad market exposure without having to pick winners. Over time, that $25 a week just snowballs. Thanks to compound interest, it can become tens of thousands of dollars down the road. It's the habit that matters most.
Wow.
The consistency, not necessarily the starting amount.
Right, the magic of compounding driven by just doing it
Right.
regularly. Okay, so sign number 3. This feels like the one nobody posts on Instagram, right? Living below your means. And crucially, not really caring about impressing anyone else with your spending.
Yeah, this is where a lot of the quiet work happens. And the benefits go way beyond just money. It means you're consciously not maxing out credit cards for the latest phone or a fancier car than you need. It means maybe cooking at home more often than ordering takeout, skipping trends that don't actually align with where you want to go financially. It's learning to say, you know what, I'll wait, instead of that instant gratification, I deserve it, impulse. Every time you do that, you widen this really important gap.
The gap between what you earn and what you spend, and that gap, that's the fuel, isn't it? That's where the freedom starts.
Precisely. That gap is your freedom engine. Every single dollar you don't spend is like a seed. And those seeds, they grow. They grow into options, dividends from investments, maybe rental income eventually, equity in your home. It really boils down to choosing to play the long game. Your own game, not the status game that keeps people trapped. You're investing in your future self, your future choices, not in what other people might think for a fleeting moment.
Which connects perfectly to the fourth sign, which must feel pretty good when you see it. Your net worth is quietly growing. It might not be a rocket ship, maybe it even dips sometimes with the market, but the overall direction, that upward trend, that's the key indicator.
Yes, exactly. You track your net worth simply your assets minus your liabilities, what you own minus what you owe. Not to brag, not for external validation, but purely as a scoreboard for yourself.
Yeah.
A measure of progress. So even if, one month you have a big car repair bill or the stock market takes a temporary hit, if you zoom out and see that overall trend line is moving up, you are absolutely winning. And this leads to that incredibly empowering place. The more you consistently invest, the more you keep that gap wide, the faster you get to a point where work becomes truly optional. You shift from living paycheck to paycheck, or feeling like you have to work, to living life by choice.
Okay, that paints a clear picture. So, hearing these four signs, some listeners might be nodding along thinking, okay, do some of that. But it's also really important to know what not to do, right?
Yeah.
What are some red flags? Warning signs that maybe things aren't quite on the quiet wealth track.
Yeah, these are really crucial checks. The first big red flag, actively avoiding looking at your bank statements or investment accounts. That avoidance, it usually means there's fear there, fear of what you might find. A simple fix, schedule it. Put a recurring money date on your calendar once a month. Grab a coffee, make it pleasant, but make it non-negotiable. Just look. Knowledge is power here.
Okay, face the numbers, but make it less intimidating. Got it. What's red flag number 2?
Borrowing money from friends or family just to make it through the month. Not for a major emergency, but like regularly for basic bills. If that's happening, it's a flashing light. Time to pause, really audit your spending. Find the leak. Where is the money actually going? You need to identify that and plug it.
Find the leak. Makes sense. And the third one?
Bills constantly surprising you. If you find yourself thinking, oh wow, I didn't realize that was due, or that's higher than I expected pretty often, it means your tracking is too loose. You don't have a clear handle on your cash flow. The solution is simple, but needs doing. Tighten up your tracking. Use whatever works for you, a notebook, a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, but get consistent with logging income and expenses. That clarity lets you make better decisions.
Okay, so avoid avoidance, stop regular borrowing for basics, and get a handle on tracking so bills aren't surprises. So, thinking about everything we've covered, where do you, the listener, stand? If you're hitting even 2 or 3 of these quiet wealth habits, the emergency fund, paying yourself first, the gap, growing net worth, you really are winning. You're building something solid, something resilient, even if nobody else sees it yet.
Absolutely. And hey, if you're listening and thinking, uh-oh, I'm not really doing those things yet, please, there is zero shame in that. None at all. The only thing that matters is starting right now. Build that first $500 emergency cushion. Just focus on that. Automate a tiny savings amount. Seriously, even $5 a week to start. Just get the automation going. Pick a simple app and just track your spending for 1 month. See where it goes. Check your net worth. Even if it's negative right now, just know the number. Track it monthly. Remember this, momentum beats perfection. Every single time. Just start. Take one small step today.
Momentum beats perfection. I love that. It takes the pressure off. Okay, let's fast forward a bit. Picture yourself maybe 5 years from now. Imagine your investments are actually starting to work harder than you are some days, generating income quietly in the background. Or maybe 10 years out, you could be living in a home you own outright, maybe working less, or working only on projects you genuinely love. You're kind of smiling to yourself, feeling calm, while you see other people still scrambling for the next big thing, the next status symbol, stuck on that treadmill.
Exactly, because while they were so busy looking rich, you were quietly, consistently getting rich. And that's the real payoff. That's the beauty of this quiet path. Wealth whispers. It really does. It shows up in those calm mornings. It shows up in having options. It shows up as genuine, undeniable freedom. So keep going. Keep making those smart, quiet choices. Your best chapter. Trust me, you haven't even seen it yet.